Hello and welcome back to this course. In our previous videos, we have discussed about the list interface and the classes that implements the list interface. And today we are going to discuss about the queue interface, which is the child interface of the collection interface. So let's discuss what is a queue and let's discuss about the concept of the queue. So queue is a collection used to hold multiple elements prior to processing. Besides basic collection operations, a queue provides additional insertion, extraction, inspection operations. Queue uses the FIFO first in first out rule. Basically, queue is a data structure in programming which uses the rule of the first in first out. The element that is added first is also deleted first. In our daily life, we can see a queue of people outside a you can say cinema. So people are purchasing tickets. The person who come first will get a ticket first. So they are using the rule first in, first out, that who will come first will get out there first. So queue implements that strategy that the element that is added first in the queue is deleted also first in the queue. So queue is also an interface in the collection framework which provides all the collection framework but also provides the additional insertion, extraction and the inspection operations, and these are methods that we'll discuss in our next slides. So this is the definition of the queue interface. Now you can see in the diagram, you can see in queue means to add element in the queue and dequeue means to delete elements from the queue. You can see always we add element at the back of the queue and always we delete the element from the front of the queue. So this is the diagram of the queue. I hope you understand. And these are the points about the queue interface. The queue is used to insert elements at the end of the queue and removes from the beginning of the queue. It follows FIFO rule. As we had discussed in our previous slides, the queue uses the FIFO rule. The element is always added the end of the queue. The end of the queue is also called the tail of the queue, and the front of the queue is also called the head of the queue. So element always added at the tail of the queue and always removed from the head of the queue. Second point, the Java queue supports all the methods of the collection interface, including insertion, deletion, etc. So Java queue has all the methods of the collection interface because queue is the child interface of the collection interface. So that's why we get all the methods through inheritance, and it also includes the insertion and deletion operations. Priority queue is most frequently used implementations. Now we will discuss about the priority queue class in our next video. So basically priority queue is the most frequently used implementation. Fourth point, if any null operation is performed on the blocking queues, null pointer exception is thrown. Now blocking queue is also type of the queues here, and blocking queues have thread safe implementations. So these are the points about the queue interface. Now let's discuss about the methods that are added in the queue interface. So here you can see first of all the add method. This method is used to add elements at the tail of the queue. Now we know that we always add element at the tail of the queue in the queue, so that's why we use the add method. Second is the peek method. This method is used to view the head of the queue without removing it. It returns null if the queue is empty. Now if we want to know that which element is present at the head of the queue, so we will use the peek method that will return us the head of the queue, the element or value that is present at the head of the queue, but don't remove that value. And if the queue is empty, then we will get null because there is no element in the queue. Third is the element method. This method is similar to the peek. It throws no such element exception when queue is empty. So this is just like the peek method, but the difference is that whenever the queue is empty, it gives us the no such element exception. But in peek, we get null. So this is the difference between the peek and the element method. Next we have the remove method. This method removes and returns the head of the queue. It throws no such element exception when the queue is empty. Now we know that we always remove elements from the head of the queue. So this method is going to remove the head of the queue and also return the head of the queue. and if the queue is empty, then we will get the no such element exception. Next is the poll method. This method removes and returns the head of the queue. It returns null if the queue is empty. This is just like the remove method, but this method will return null if the queue is empty. So these are the 5 methods present in the queue interface. I hope that you understand. Now we will definitely write our code for the queues in our next video. Then we'll discuss about the priority queue, which is the class that has implements this queue interface. So we will create a program in our next video. So just you have to keep the important points about the queue in your mind, and also the concept of the queue, that how queue work. And I hope that you understand and all the methods that are present in the queue interface. So I will see you in next video.